Open.
Grant will start. 0-0. Point.
You saw the first serve and the first point there from the Bidegain
1-0.
sets. Brant Bidegain serving up against the Cordova brothers. We have a team of brothers in this one. Team Bidegain and Team Cordova. You're watching the semifinals of the USHA 4-wall National Handball Championships. Pro men's double division.
The Bidegain's coming in here, Dave, seeded 10th.
Well, they're playing really good.
To the semifinals. They play really strong doubles together. Both guys have a lot of power and a lot of offense.
I see them making the finals if they can play like they have in earlier rounds. But they're going up against two brothers that have had some really good wins. Daniel and Luis Cordova defeating Sean Lenning and Dave Chapman in Vegas last year.
I'm actually going to take the Cordova brothers for some sand, if you're interested.
Wow, look at that reverse right down the middle. No screen call from the referee, who is David Steinberg.
Well, you know that you've got a terrible referee, Dave, when the referee is on the court explaining the rules for 5 minutes before the match starts.
Are you appealing a bad bounce? He's appealing a bad bounce off the front wall. I thought it was a reverse.
The ball did reverse.
It's very strange to hit an ace right down the middle of the court.
One disagrees, so it's point. 1-2.
The ball did reverse, but that's not the question.
Point.
The question was the bounce off the front wall. I don't know why the referee would even bring up the fact that it reversed. That had nothing to do with where the ball hit the front wall.
Replay.
The Cordova's watching in Juarez, Mexico right now.
2-2.
So I guess we don't have any sand on this then. I thought you initially had said that you liked the Bidegains in this match.
Point.
You're still on the sand conversation? Okay.
3-2.
Score here.
Already Danny Cordova looks a lot more comfortable in this match than he did.
It's a replay.
Than he did yesterday.
3-2. Point. 4-2.
Danny Cordova already scoring 4 points in this inning, Dave. Right now, Dave, it's the Cordova's looking a lot more aggressive. The Bidegain's on their heels, just trying to keep these rallies alive. It's Daniel and Luis really pushing the action here.
And a nice shot right there from Briar Bidegain, who's had a nice come-out tournament here, Dave Fink.
A lot of people, Dave, including you and I, had never seen him before. Show up here on Tuesday afternoon. He's got an 8-4 lead against Sean Lenning in the tiebreaker, round of 32. Wasn't able to pull that match out, but here he is in the semifinals of the doubles.
Well, I heard that he was making a comeback into the sport after leaving for about 5 years, and I saw him walking down the hallway, so I said, I know you don't know me, but be honest. How many times have you beat your brother since you made your comeback? And he said, my first game, you played about 20 times. That's an athlete right there. Somebody who's only played 0 handball for 5 years, comes back and loses his first game on his comeback, but then wins the next 20. That's pretty impressive. Took Sean Lenning to a tiebreaker in the opening round of the pro singles. Most players like Briar would enter the A division.
1 down.
After not being in the game for 5 years or so.
Well, you have to remember, Dave, that Briar was a standout junior player.
2-5.
Standout junior players know, Dave, these different divisions. He grew up doing really well in those junior competitions, and he doesn't want to have any part of those alphabet divisions.
Dave, I've watched him play. I think he could be a qualifier.
I agree with you.
I mean, he knows how to play the game. He's very smart. He's not rattled. And he's got
Point.
an amazing defensive skill that sets up a really good offense. But these veteran handball players seem to
3,
know
5.
where the other players are playing, how to work the referees. At a young age, this guy is amazing. He knows all of that stuff. You can watch it with his gamesmanship. It's like he's been watching instructional videos.
Well, he's got a beautiful straight-in kill down the right with his right hand.
Look how he's floating around the court here. Briar
Coming
Bidegain
in.
playing the left for Team Bidegain. Looks like Luis Cordova did not get the email wearing the black
5-3.
shirt. Everybody else wearing the white shirt. 5-3 is the score.
Well, that was Luis saying, look, I'm the guy in the top 8 here, and I'm going to stand out. All these other guys are wanting to be where Luis Cordova is, in that rarefied air of the top 8. Luis validating that top 7 ranking here at the Nationals by earning a spot into the round of 8.
1 down.
Lazy swing from Daniel Cordova there. You don't see that very often.
6-3.
We have the Cordovas watching from Juarez, Mexico, but also the Bidegains from San Diego,
Coming in.
all here in the gallery watching. Biddy Bidegain, Peter,
3-6.
and the family.
It's been a
3-6.
huge month for Luis Cordova that's about to get even bigger. Luis Cordova not only earning a spot in the top 8, he also was just
1
recently
down.
married. And he's expecting his first child, Dave, any day now.
Actually could happen
3-6.
during this match.
And he could be adding a national doubles championship to that incredible month. I actually predict that he will.
Well, that's the reason why the Cordovas love you. I know they hate me, but they love you.
Point.
I think the Cordovas have played exceptional ball, and together as doubles partners, they're unbelievable.
4-6. Point.
You know, Dave, on the first day
5-6.
of the doubles competition, I mentioned what an advantage I thought it was to play with your brother. I was actually speaking to Aaron Garner at the time, Dave, who was telling me he didn't like playing with his brother Alan, but what an advantage to be able to play with your brother, a guy that you know better than anybody else in the world. You share the same genes. You have that same kind of understanding. You know where he likes to take shots. He knows where you like to take shots. And you have that unbelievable chemistry. And that's really a lot of times the determining factor in winning and losing doubles. Both the Cordovas also, Dave, able to scramble. Great get artists.
6-6.
And they both have those cannons for right arms. Lightning bolts.
It must be a thrill for the Cordova family and the Bidegain family to watch their kids playing on the court here.
Absolutely. Parents get so much pride watching their kids play. Imagine the double pride that comes here. Isn't it like that Wrigley's Spearmint commercial? Double your pleasure. I know you know.
7-6.
Sorry, I don't watch TV. I was working that day.
Oh.
Now Danny puts Luis on the right side.
No. Skip. 1 down. 7-6.
Score here is 7-6. Backhand from Luis.
Point.
We apologize if this action's so fast it's hard for you to process who's actually hitting the ball, but Luis Cordova is wearing the black shirt. Danny Cordova is one of 3 wearing the white shirt. And sometimes it's easy to get him
9-6.
confused. Danny Cordova is not wearing a headband. So if you look at it this way, the two teams wearing headbands are the Bidegains, and those without are the Cordovas.
10-6.
You'd never think, but Luis Cordova's actually found a serve that works. For those of us that watch him play singles,
Point.
he's never actually found a serve.
Well, he found one here, and it's getting him some
Timeout,
points.
Bidegain,
And the
60
Bidegains are
seconds.
taking a timeout. You're watching the WPH's continued coverage of the 62nd United States Handball Association's Four-Wall National Handball Championships. We're live from Los Caballeros Sports Village in Fountain Valley, California for the men's pro doubles semifinals. And the winner here will face either Andy Nett and his doubles partner, Luis Moreno, you might have heard of him, or Vic Perez and Chip Morales, and that doubles match will come up right after this one, live at racefor8.com. My name is Dave Benson, alongside perennial top 6 pro, David Fink. Great camera angle right there. Love this angle of the crowd and the referee, David Steinberg. That's the GoPro cam.
Point.
We talk about these doubles matches, Dave.
Right. 12-6.
Extending into 2 to 3 hours a lot of the times because there's so many side outs, so difficult to end rallies. But we're seeing here this game moving along very quickly. The Cordova's already with 12 points. We're only 11 minutes into this match.
Coming in. Six, 12.
Score is 6-12.
Hold it, hitter.
Referee calls a hinder right there, Dave Steinberg.
Liar. Haven't seen him play since he was a junior. 6-12. It's pretty sharp. Point.
The Bidegains hanging around,
7-12.
Dave, but still it's the Cordovas with a pretty nice lead here. Terrible serve there from Brandt.
It was not a great serve, but Dave, you know, in doubles, a 7-12 deficit is not much. You can score points in numbers. You get 2 chances when you're serving.
I wouldn't know. I never actually played doubles.
One down.
I actually want to play doubles with you because I think that we can play good together.
7-12.
Because I won't let you do what you do when you do it.
So you would have to actually physically.
It would be physical. There would be a lot of physicality involved. I won't be getting physical with my opponents, however. I have a feeling it'll be the one and only time we'll ever play doubles, but
Coming in.
I'd like to be that guy that adds some therapy to your life, brings you around, gets you to convert.
7.
12 or 7.
And the Cordova is completely in control here in this match.
Point.
There's Breyer telling himself to slow down. Sometimes the play gets so
13-7.
fast where you see your opponents hitting balls so quickly that you feel like you need to play into that pace instead of just letting the ball
One down.
slow down, as you heard Breyer said.
14-7.
Score is 14-7 now.
Luis Cordova just so relaxed at all times. He's never rattled. Luis telling me yesterday, Dave, that he's just not playing well. He hasn't played well since Seattle, he said. He's got a lot on his plate right now.
His wife is due any second, as you said earlier, and I'm sure that one of those things that just wears on you. He's going into the Air Force within the next couple months.
14-7.
He'll actually be doing basic training starting in October. I believe he'll miss potentially the first race stop here at Los Cap.
Which must be difficult because he's going to
Coming
have
in.
to shave that hair of his.
Breyer has a stronger than
So maybe
Grant.
you're saying I'll be able to recognize the difference
7-14.
between he and Dan Armijo from behind?
That's right.
One
Oh,
down.
Brant Bidegain goes for the bottom board and just skips it in.
Brant
7-14.
Bidegain not quite with the experience, Dave, I don't believe, to be able to hang in here in a doubles semifinal. Daniel Cordova about the same age as Brant, but Daniel has that experience. He's a collegiate All-American. He's played on this big stage before in front of the cameras in big matches. Remember, it was Daniel losing to a guy that was his exact equal in the finals of the Collegiate Nationals. He proved that by losing 11-10 in the tiebreaker of the final to Marty Mulkerns. They were completely evenly matched.
Actually, that would make him unequal because Martin Mulkerns actually scored that extra point. But statistically speaking, maybe he is equal to him.
Well, they're separated by 1 point over a 3-hour span. So
That's
yeah,
right.
I agree with you that Marty Mulkerns is 1 point better than him.
As Breyer takes that ball and gives a big setup for Cordova, who just slams that ball into the left wall, even though Martin Mulkerns played doubles in 4 rounds of play prior to that. So I understand your argument. Danny did not play doubles.
Was he forced to enter those doubles divisions, or did he know that he'd have to play 8 matches as opposed to 4 or 5?
Yeah, I don't know if that plays into the argument.
No, I just don't know if he knew that. Maybe he thought the doubles was a separate week. And then he found out that it was going to be the same day.
Here at the Nationals it is.
Point.
So maybe he was misinformed. Maybe he thought he was staying for 3 weeks.
I think he got misinformation, but they're equal, so.
15-7.
15 serves 7. Big setup right here for Cordova, who drives it, does not put it away.
See a little hole in the left-hand swing of Breyer Bidegain. He'll need to work that out, Dave, with a lot of repetition before he comes out onto the tour.
Point.
Not quite as smooth with that left hand, Dave, as he'll need to be if he wants to challenge guys in that top 8.
16-7. Point.
It's really a crapshoot, Dave, for these guys trying to qualify. You just never know. I mean, you have a guy like Dalton Beal who looks like a really promising young player. He gets in there against Andy Nett, who's ranked number 8 and loses 21-2, 21-1. Then you have another guy like Breyer Bidegain, who's also a young, talented guy, plays Sean Lenning and pushes them to an 11-8 tiebreaker.
You're watching the 62nd USHA 4-Wall National Handball Championships. We're doing the semifinals of the men's pro doubles here at Los Cab in Fountain Valley, California.
17-7. One down. $17-7.
These could be teams, Dave, that we'll be watching for a lot of years competing for this
that might be
national
an ace.
championship.
I call the ball short.
I thought it was well short.
Both disagree. You'll have 2 serves.
Both line judges disagree, though. I thought that was just a straight ace, about 2 inches over the line. I'd love to look at a replay of that serve. I like Brant Bidegain being on the left side here. He's more defensive than his brother. Defense sets up offense, Dave. You're very offensive, and you might not look at it that way, but in doubles, you have to be defensive.
Too bad. One down. 7-17.
7-17.
That's an amazing serve there from Breyer. Unbelievable reverse. See if that 3 inches high off the front wall. Goes for the same serve there and comes up about 3 feet short.
Nice get right there from Brandt. Danny Cordova pushes that ball back to Breyer, who hits it to Luis. You're watching the brothers Bidegain and brothers Cordova here.
Point.
And just a tremendous shot right there from Breyer Bidegain, who just rolls it flat dead center. 9-17. Isn't it funny how these players can play more relaxed when they know that they're going to lose, when they see the writing on the wall, and all of a sudden they relax and start scoring points and get back into this match?
9-17.
Well, you see that a lot.
So that tells you how much psychological... I mean, that's a beautiful shot right there. It just tells you how much the ability of the mind plays into these important matches.
Well, let's also remember that the team or the player with the lead also has a tendency to let down a little bit.
Coming in.
That was a beautiful shot right there from Danny Cordova. That shot right there made him an equal with Mark Kearns from Ireland.
That's high praise because according to you, Martin is what, about a top 5 level pro?
I think he's about 11.
11?
Yeah. Chip Morales.
He actually said top 8 before. I actually agree with top 11.
Thank you.
Didn't agree with top 8 though.
Well, you know, there's tournaments here that he's not involved in. And I saw how well Andy played at this tournament. I can see why you lost Andy Net twice in a row after watching him play in this event. Here's the referee laughing there.
Point.
Danny Cordova could have powered that ball to the left. He goes to the corner kill instead. Actually, that was Luis Cordova.
We see Paul Brady, Dave, right in front of us celebrating his championship, but at the big ball table, they've got a 10 out here. It's Shorty Ruiz and his dad and some of their other buddies. I can't understand how any of them are understanding what each other are saying. You've got Shorty with the Southern California Latino accent, and Paul Brady, who speaks, I don't know if you call it Gaelic or really what you call that language. But how can they actually communicate?
They're all just laughing at each other. They don't know what each other's saying right now.
Okay.
I will post this picture of Paul Brady hanging with the Southern California guys on Twitter here. Let me get my...
One down. Nineteen, 10. Point.
And a terrible error there from Brent. Brent has not looked as sharp today as he was yesterday.
20-10.
And an ironical, coincidental twist, Brant Bidegain played Danny Bell in the singles, lost, and played him in the first round of the doubles and won. A lot of times, Dave, you see guys playing the same opponent in the singles and doubles and either winning or losing on both occasions. This time it was a win for Danny in singles against Brant Bidegain and then a loss in doubles.
That ball skipped in.
Down.
There's one down now, serving at 10-20. This is the first game of the men's pro double semifinals
20.
at the national championships. That ball
Replay.
Hit Breyer as he walked right into Cordova's swing.
10, 20. Point.
What a
11,
festivity
20.
this is here at Los Caballeros Sports Village.
Coming in.
And there is the side out. Now the Cordovas will be serving to take game number 1 at 20-11.
Beautiful shot there for
20-11.
Danny. That'll do it.
5 minutes.
Game number 1 goes to the Cordova brothers, 21-11.
30,
Really dominate that game
39.
throughout.
So we go to 44.
A late run by the Bidegains comes up short. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break here, Dave, as these players change their gloves and change their shirts, and we'll be back. And we hope to see you then in the 62nd annual USHA Four-Wall National Championships. Dave Fink alongside Dave Vincent. You stay tuned.
great rally right here to start off the second game. A lot of power right there from Danny Cordova. Hits it to Breyer. Danny paddles with the left. Breyer back. Danny again. This time, though, ball went into the ground. Referee playing that one over.
Frustrating there because Brent hit a great shot. It's just happened to be a little bit of congestion. And it's one of those balls, Dave, where would have gotten a huge setup as a return, but just couldn't get out of the way. And Danny Cordova just missing. Got a kill shot in the right corner.
This is the 62nd USHA four-wall National Handball Championships. What's going on in the court right now with this argument?
Well, this is interesting because you remember, David, our pro player meeting in November, we talked about starting to call avoidable hinders on that revolving door serve
right.
with players back in. And a lot of referees don't know to call that. That actually cured that problem we were having on the Pro Tour after having that meeting, but it was Luis there saying that Brent is backing in after hitting that revolving door serve, and that's why I hit him in the back of the leg.
I just don't understand the logic of these referees who argue against it when it clearly happens. I played around a handball earlier today, and Nadi Alvarado is hitting the ball so hard, it's just unbelievable. I feel like I'm on a different planet. And I know that Luis Cordova has a different level to his play that you played against, that he's got this sort of hidden power thing going on where he can hit the ball really hard as well.
0-3.
When you play these hard hitters that are really young, Dave, what is your first thought? You say, I'm going to go to the roof and see if I can, how well their
What's
defense
the
is.
roof?
I know you don't get that. I'm going to wrap it around and see what their defense is and maybe exploit what they can't do. Because obviously in the power zones, they're so good.
Well, you just try and dictate plays that they're not stepping into the ball, and you are stepping into the ball, because once they're stepping into the ball, you're at a huge disadvantage just trying to scoop and retrieve their great shots. Got to figure out a way to keep them off balance.
Hold it. Inner ball.
Referee is David Steinberg, who is a Grand Master.
1-3.
You see the Bidegains have the lead here in the second game after losing the first one 21-11. Much more defense in this game than we saw yesterday when these players played in their respective matches. I think they've had time to think about their strategy, Dave.
Point.
You have Brant Bidegain playing the right, and Breyer, who hasn't played handball in 5 years, playing the left. And I would have not have predicted that. And I probably would not have predicted these two to be here in this semi-final day. Winner goes to the final.
Neither with the seeding committee. I can't remember, Dave, the last time we saw a number 10 seed advance to the final of the pro division. That truly is a Cinderella story.
Point.
Last year, Maria Daly was seeded 11th in the women's
3-3.
Open Pro Division at the National Championships, and there was a couple emails and phone calls made
Coming
to the
in.
seeding committee after that was posted, and she was moved up to get into the bottom bracket and away from that 10th seed, or else
Point.
you would have seen her there. That ball looked like it had a bad bounce off the front wall hole.
4-3.
But she made the finals and almost beat Fiona Shannon. Love this camera angle, Dave. And this one too, to be honest.
One down.
Brant Bidegain likes to throw his right hand or left hand up in the air as he gets ready
4-3.
to hit a ball off the back wall or a ceiling shot. And you're going to see it here the next time Brant Bidegain is up front right now with the white headband on.
Hold it. Door came open.
Brant Bidegain does kind of that Emmett Michaud, you know, throw his hand up, get prepared for a shot. Looks like he's posing for a poster every time he shoots. Luis Moreno does that. You see Brant really exaggerates that on every shot he takes.
Point.
Brant really coils his body and then unwinds it into the shot, almost like a rubber band. Gets a lot of power from doing that.
Score here is 5-3.
Point. Six, 3.
Nice shot right there from Luis Cordova.
I can't wait to see the highlight of that. That was just one of the greatest gets we've seen
in this tournament.
Absolutely.
Let's get the satellite band queued up on that shot from behind the back right now, because we will go to it. This is a great rally right here. Cordova goes up, but the Bidegains get the point.
Fryer Bidegain ends that rally in style. 33 shots. That was the longest rally of this match thus far.
That right corner kill is one of the best shots in pro doubles because the right side player is playing up front and the left side's usually back.
Maybe that's why my left corner kill doesn't work at all in doubles. The right side guy is up, it comes right to him.
That's why I said you need to go into a doubles training seminar because you would be a great doubles player. But you go to the right corner kill.
Does Chapman have any doubles elite camps?
He said he was going to do a doubles instructional video, but it has not been produced yet. He called it advanced doubles. Nice shot right there from Luis Cordova. Love to see that replay of Luis going behind his back. Let's look at it right now. There's Brant Bidegain. Luis just flipped it behind his back. Nice shot right there.
Incredible.
It's incredible, but they lost the point. That will be on ESPN's
Point.
Plays of the Day.
4-8. Down.
And you hear the Bidegains pumping each other up. Not sure we'll be webcasting the next match after this, Dave.
Point.
Great shot there from Luis.
5-8. Coming in.
Uncharacteristic error from Luis Cordova there.
8-5. One down.
LA Fire Department. I talked to my wife, Chad. She likes her rapport.
David Steinberg. Indeed.
Let's watch this replay
I know
right
a
here.
couple of your boys. Watch them grow up.
That ball behind the back from Luis
And,
Cordova.
Johnny
Flips it
Libby.
back to the front wall.
Up in Oregon, I play with a Portland firefighter. Steve Sharp is in the 40s like John.
I believe
Coming
Danny
in,
Cordova could have gotten that ball back with his
8-5.
left hand, but his brother Luis just honed in. What made that more difficult was the fact that it went off the sidewall. Now we're back into play.
Right out.
The Bidegains have had some chances to extend this lead here in the second game, Dave, but Cordova's keeping it close despite making a number of errors. And there's that beautiful
One
right
down.
corner kill.
5-8. Point.
Good changeup.
6-8. Point. 7-8.
Score here is 7-8. Dave, I know you hosted the WPH victory party last
Coming
night.
in.
You must be exhausted as those folks left at 2 or 3 in the morning last
8-7.
night.
Well,
Nope, nope.
It's very
flyer.
easy to sit out here in 105-degree heat and announce for 6 hours, so that's actually been pretty
Replay,
refreshing.
8-7.
Okay. You take no sleep over sitting out in the heat.
I actually don't need a sauna here at Los Caballeros Sports Village. People just come into our booth.
One down.
They get a sweat going within about 30 seconds.
8-7.
Score here is 8-7. Bidegains have led all the way here. That's a short ball in the second game. They
Second
lost the
serve.
first one, 21-11.
Look at that power from Danny Cordova from the deep court.
Danny's got a lot of power.
He's got what you call a live arm.
His brother Luis has hidden power. Danny's got just
8-7.
amazing leverage on the ball.
It seems like Danny's a little bit more flexible than Luis.
Big setup right there for Breyer, and he just pounds the ball. That's what will separate him from the top players. He needs to put that ball away.
Replay.
And we've seen that a lot. Virtually every ball that's come around that revolving door, Dave, has caused a
8-7.
hit player. I don't know what we call those, Dave. You have a stat for that?
Point.
I don't have a stat, but that's
9-7.
probably what should happen when it comes around the revolving door.
Green.
This ball sounds like it's about ready to break here.
I haven't heard that yet this week.
Well,
Glad
you just
that
heard
threw
it.
that into your arsenal. I know it's a big
9-7.
part of your arsenal.
Well, the new me and the old me
Second screen.
both
That's
agree
a
that that ball's
false.
about ready to
Second
snap.
serve. Hold it. Nine, 7. in.
Beautiful pass from Luis Cordova there. He loves to run around his left hand and hit the right-handed pass straight down the right side wall.
7-9.
Nice shot right there from Danny Cordova.
Point.
Taking charge here, now getting a point. Crowd likes the Cordovas here.
That was that
8-9.
perfect sound, Dave, when that ball meets the front wall and floor at the same time for a flat rollout.
And
Nice
down.
shot right there from Briar Bidegain.
8-9. Point. Nine. Point.
Bad shot right there from the Bidegains. I'm very happy to see this crowd is
10-9.
completely packed here, courtside, watching these
Well, it's-
semifinals matches.
It's been incredible crowd support here this week. Virtually every match played on this court has been sold out. They actually sold out tickets for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Hold
So
it.
you can't even get into the
Grant.
arena here, Dave, unless you bought a ticket. And there's no more tickets for sale. They've
Free
run
ball.
out.
I thought the referee was going to give a 2-minute timeout for a glove change, but that didn't happen.
One down. 9-10.
Score here is 9-10.
Coming in.
Now it's the Cordovas coming in on their first server. This game has been close throughout. Neither team has been able to seize their
10-9.
opportunities.
Good.
Short ball called from referee David Steinberg.
Second serve.
Played on the Pro
Point.
Tour back in the 90s. What year was it that you broke onto the scene? Was that 93,
11-9.
94?
1995
Good.
as a 17-year-old.
Second serve.
In 95, was Dave Steinberg just leaving the Pro Tour at that time? Did you ever play him as a
down.
qualifier?
I'm not sure he was a pro.
Well, he did qualify a few
11-9.
times, but I was wondering if maybe you played in a final of a qualifier.
No, I never did play him. Played Dave Doman to qualify the first time.
He's in the Hall of Fame. See Briar just pounding balls up front. Cordova dives in, and then a miss hit right there, and that's the hole in the game of Briar Bidegain that you were talking about, that mid-range shot with his left hand.
12-9.
Well, that shot will not be exposed nearly as often in doubles as it will in singles. You see Briar's got a very good underhand fist with his left. It's just that sidearm stroke needs a little bit more repetition.
Point.
Now both your left and right has a hole in that spot. What do you
More
think
so
that you
your
could-
offhand.
13-9.
even with your good hand, but more so on your offhand? What would you do when you were faced with that shot right there? What is your thought process? Even if it's your
Coming in.
strong hand, you can't kill from that position unless you're Sean Lenning or yourself or Alan Garner.
9,
And as we
13.
witnessed in the finals with the men's pros, Paul Brady can kill from up there. But that's not always the spot where you kill a ball. Do you go to the ceiling? Do you do a wraparound?
I prefer the
10,
wraparound
13.
shot there, but I find it gets me in a lot of trouble. I think I've hit a pretty good wraparound, comes back to the right hand, and they're either taking it off the sidewall or off the sidewall back wall, and rolling it out or putting on pressure.
And down. 10-13.
Cordova's
called
now
the
jumping
third
out to a
good.
13-10 lead here.
Both
Bidegain's were leading
disagree.
throughout the second game.
And look at the KG veteran there, Bidegain. As you said,
Yeah,
Dave, he's
you
been
get
out of the
one
game for
score.
5 years. He hit a serve there, lost the point, and appealed his own serve. Now that's something you don't see from anyone except
Replay.
really the veteran pros.
No,
See-
what I'm saying here, let's look at the replay. Ball was short.
10-13.
Now Breyer knows he has a free play. If he wins that point, it's likely the Cordovas will not appeal.
That was
The
a
KG
bad
veterans
bounce off
know
the
that
window.
when you serve a ball and you know it's short, you can go for the one inch high kill
serves,
shot.
10-13.
And if you don't get it, you just turn around and say that was a short ball.
It's like when you know there's defensive pass interference in football, you just throw it up there. Because if it's, you know, if your
Coming
receiver
in.
makes a miracle catch, you have nothing to lose. If you throw an interception, you know it's not going to matter.
Or defensive offsides when it's really obvious. You just shoot for the end zone.
That's actually what I was aiming for. I lost my train of thought there.
Quarterbacks actually have plays for that. When everybody on the field knows that it's an offsides, they actually have a play designed that the second the infraction incurs, everyone runs to the end zone. So you just do a kind of a quasi Hail Mary. Right there, Breyer Bidegain, who's been out of the game, already knows that sort of stuff.
Well, he's been watching every match here,
13-10.
so I think he's picking up on the nuances.
I'm so glad to see him in this event. Now
Point.
the Bidegains here
No,
are trailing the Cordovas.
no, I think it cracked on the front wall. You appeal it? You appeal?
Now the referee cannot
Yeah, I
ask
called
the
the
player
ball
if they're
down.
appealing. The player has to
He's
appeal on his
appealing
own.
it, hit the front wall first. I called the ball down. You thought it was good? They both agree. The point.
Let's look at the replay here of what
14-10.
Breyer is talking about. I don't know exactly what he is appealing.
Point.
I think he was appealing the ball hitting the light in the roof. The ceiling light.
15-10.
No, I believe he thought the ball made the front wall.
I thought it did make the front wall. One
Point.
good player, kind of a mentor of mine, said one time,
Timeout, Bidegain,
what's the
60
opposite
seconds.
of what you just saw? And that will determine if the ball is good or bad. And if you say a ball comes back to you after hitting the ceiling, what would be the opposite of that thing happening? And that will determine whether or not it was
Which one?
a fair ball or a foul ball.
I love when you talk about your mentors because I can just kind of zone out, take a little break, usually for anywhere up to 5 minutes.
Well, I made that one quicker,
I know. I
more
was
brief.
I
Sorry.
was frustrated by that. I was about to check some scores on my phone. Now I'm going to have to actually pay attention.
Unlike you, I have mentors. I have people I look up to. John Bike.
Well, I think it's pretty clear you do look up to John Bike, given that you've dedicated the last year of your life solely to him.
Resuming play. 16-10.
How many fan pages and Facebook pages and internet pages and speeches did you create for John Bike in this year alone, Dave?
A lot.
Skip.
As well as victory tours, bike tours.
Well, it is a big thing when you get
17-10.
involved in the Hall of Fame of any sport. Handball being the prestigious sport that it is.
Second serve.
John Bike's induction is so special. So of course we created fan pages and tours and closing speeches and visits on birthdays and parties, and
don't
it's just
forget
been a-
about those legendary stories from the good old days on the tour. All of John Bike's former players, and rivals, and friends, all contributing
17-10.
for what was an incredible celebration.
Point. $18-10.
Score is 18-10.
Short.
Cordova starting to run away after the Bidegains were up
Second
10-7. You see that Brant Bidegain has changed sides with Breyer just to try to get a different look here.
Point.
And still a great event, though, for the Bidegains, Dave. They made the semifinals of the Nationals. Very impressive performance.
It is very impressive, Dave, and you have to remember that Breyer Bidegain took 5 years off of handball. He's still in his 20s.
I forgot, because you've only said that 23 times so far during this match.
Well, the thing that you might not know or remember is that people tune in
19-10.
at different times, and they might not have heard it.
Coming in. $10-19.
Score here is 10-19.
One screen. 10-19. One down. 10-19. One short. Second serve.
Score here is 19-10 in favor of the Cordovas. Bidegain serving. If you see a headband, you know it's a Bidegain. If you see a lot of hair, you know it's a Cordova. Luis Cordova expecting his first child with his lovely wife. His lovely wife should be a top 40 musician. She's a singer, songwriter, guitar player. She's unbelievable, actually.
It's going to be a very talented child. Combine Luis Cordova's
Coming in.
athleticism
With her vocal cords.
and, according to you, Dave, she's also a supermodel. of some
Yeah,
kind in
she's
Mexico.
absolutely unbelievably gorgeous.
I actually find Luis Cordova to be incredibly gorgeous.
That troubles me. But I'm not going to make that public.
Now.
I'm just going to smile and say, wow.
19-11.
19 serves 11 here.
Coming in. 11-19.
Up next is going to be Vic Perez and Chip Morales versus Andy Nett and Luis Moreno, and that's going to be one heck of a match to watch.
If only I could stay for that one.
You'll be here.
Right now, Bidegain's
That's a
at
good
your
point.
second. 60 seconds.
Bidegain's taking another late game timeout, just like they did in the first game.
Perhaps just trying to soak up the atmosphere for another couple minutes, Dave, as the writing is on the wall, it's etched, and it's actually now being engraved on the very plaque that sits behind us. We engrave every match. A lot of tournaments, Dave, might engrave your name on the trophy. Let
What
you
do we
keep
do?
the trophy for a week. We actually etch every name in.
30 seconds.
Etch every name into our plaques, Dave, as it's happening. Some people just go up there and print the last name. Maybe they'll even type it and bring it in the next day. Not us.
First, middle, last. That's what we do.
Jean Casimoto actually taking a class in engraving. She not only handles our stats, but also all of our plaques and awards.
Second man, 11-19.
Amazing shot there from Danny, but a great pickup from Brandt. And now Brandt's in the front court dictating action. Here's a setup.
Point.
Some great potential Pro Tour matchups, David, I could see happening in the qualifiers early next season. Brandt Bidegain against Daniel Cordova, Breyer Bidegain against Daniel Cordova, Breyer Bidegain against Luis Cordova, potentially in a first-round match. These are all highly intriguing matchups.
13-19.
For some reason, the crowd here just really getting involved.
Well, I wouldn't say for some reason. I mean, the Bidegains are trying to make a comeback, and
Coming in.
I think, Dave, that'll just about slam the door shut on these brave young men from San Diego who have given it their all here this week, both in the singles and the doubles, advancing well beyond their seeding. And look at that get from Luis Cordova, and the rally is now neutralized by Daniel.
Ooh.
You heard a sigh of
One down.
angst from the referee. I like how he does it, where he puts a coin, we see from this camera angle here, a coin on who's serving, and then he pushes it up and down. Instead of flipping the card around a circle, we can take a look at that referee one more time here in a second.
I wasn't sure why that coin was there. I thought he was just holding it there after flipping it to start the serve.
No, he puts it on the team that's in the lead. You see that coin right there on the middle of the...
Yeah.
This way you can tell who is serving, and it's very difficult in doubles, Dave.
I agree with you.
20-13.
I like that style. That's somebody that's reffed a few matches in their day.
Game.
And the Cordovas take down the Bidegains. Brother Cordova, brother Bidegain. 21-11, 21-13, and they advance to the finals of the National Handball Championships here at Los Caballeros Sports Village in Fountain Valley, California. And that's the quickest exit I've ever seen from a player, as Brandt Bidegain just...
Have you ever seen Nadia Alvarado Jr. lose? He's actually in that cabana while he's shaking hands.
That's a good point. Now we have Chip Morales and Andy Nett. And a battle between those two players as they go up against each other here in doubles. Andy Nett's doubles partner is Luis Moreno. Chip Morales is playing alongside Vic Perez. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. We'll find out who's in the men's pro doubles finals right around the corner. Stick with us here at racefor8.com.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.